Sometimes does something so marvelous. I want you to say, what is marvelous? What is marvelous? Well, you know, since you asked, I will tell you that we see evidence of hope in one another. It was 2 months ago in this room, about 75 people came for a day and morning on compassion. I invited a wonderful lady named Diane Foley. She wrote the book, American Mother. And in the book, she talks about forgiveness. That it's a grace, an opportunity, and a blessing, but we need to do it. She was in a courtroom some years ago with a man that had killed her son brutally. Her son was a journalist that reported on wars and the people caught in between, children and the lame and the hungry, women and the elders. No one wants war. It settles nothing. In fact, it unsettles even more. In the courtroom, she sat across the seat from the man who took her son's life. There would be some chitter-chatter for 3 days. But he started to look at her and feel the love in her heart. At the end, she stood up. He would get life imprisonment. She did not want the death penalty. And she reached out her hand, and she said she didn't plan it, but felt, I want to do it. She would touch the hand of the person who took her son's life. And she said, peace to you. And then she left the courtroom. And she started the Foley Foundation in memory of her son, not in memory of how he left the world, but in memory of how he lived in the world. That's how we forgive. Back in the courtroom, some people there with the man said, he looked like he was very quiet. What did that mean to you? How did you feel? And he looked down at his hand, and then he looked up and said, she is the mother of us all. Imagine. How do we forgive? Why do we forgive? Because it makes us feel better? Why do we forgive? What is that space in us that says, and when you forgive, your life and mine will be renewed? Have I had to forgive different people in life? Yes. My mom said we all forgive 70 times 7, and then she'd say to the 4 of us, but I've had it with all of you. But when we recognize hope, and we marvel at the goodness within, we realize that hope is a virtue that stirs the very essence of our well-being. You and I will become more of hope when we open our hearts and when we live our faith. You and I do this by choosing to love, choosing to live our faith, choosing to understand not just someone else's struggle, but perhaps our own a little bit better. The word very often, hope, is not spelled H-O-P-E. I want you to say, sister, how do you spell it? Sister, how do you spell it? F-A-I-T-H-F-U-L. Faithful, faithful, faithful. Everybody, faithful, faithful, faithful. And when you hear that, you hear the echo and the ripple effect. To attain peace, one will hope. For you, O Lord, are my hope, my trust, my God. Now we're going to hear the song, How Great Are You, Lord.